Hello folks and fans, Dr. Rockwood here. Today I am doing a quick review of Germain's Royal Jersey Original Latakia mixture. Now this is an old tin because the the tax paid duty flaps, I guess, on the tins did not look like that for many moons. So this is an old tin found at my local B&M. Also, by the way, go back and watch my video on being kind to your tobacconist. I talk about the importance of your local brick and mortar. Smoking it in my Germain Flair billiard made in France. I also did a video on this. And I'm pairing it with, of course, a wonderful glass of Scotch whiskey in this nice Czech crystal whiskey tumbler. And the scooch that I'm having right now is none other than the Glenfarclas, or Glenfarclas, or Glenfarclas, or Glenfarclas. I don't know how Scottish people would pronounce this. I call it the Glenfarclas. Lovely stuff though. It's a Speyside, but to me it kind of tastes more like a Highland. I don't know. There's something special about this one. It's a very high quality Speyside. Cheaper Speysides to me kind of tend to have a little bit of an acetone rubbing alcohol. Je ne sais quoi. This one's pretty good. But anyway, I think it pairs very well with the Germain's Royal Jersey Original Latakia mixture. Mixture is the key word here. Right. First of all, let me say, it's friggin', if I can say that on YouTube, effin'. Anyway, it's f***ing good. There's something special about this blend, right? This is the same company that produces Penzance, Margate, I don't know, name an English city, and then Germain's will have produced a Esoterica Tabacchiana line for it, right? But the Royal Jerseys are quite nice, I must say. The Latakia mixture and the I think it's the Cavendish mixture are quite readily available in most places. The Latakia mixture I've been hard pressed to find other than at my local tobacconist, which again, you know, and I can't say enough good things about them, but I am quite fortunate to have it so close by, and I'm also quite fortunate for the fact that they're really nice guys. They're super nice, and then they just kind of let me be like a kid in a candy store. This, as always, when I got it, I cracked open the tin because I could not wait to try it out. This is my first tin, and I'm actually saving up my pennies to be able to hopefully buy out their stock, because no one else seems to be buying it, and no one else seems to be understanding just how good this blend is. I'll get into that in a second. But yeah, it's fantastic. If you have the opportunity to find some, please do get some. And if your B&M has it, buy them out, honestly, because it's so difficult to find online, at least for me, up here in Canada. Very, very difficult to acquire. So I think they have maybe 2 more tins of it, and I'm going to try and buy them as soon as possible and just cellar them. Just continue getting them aged. This one, when I cracked it open, first of all, the inside was all moist, and then I used a knife to break the seal on the tin, and that pretty much just made the inner rubber sealant, you know, like the part on the inside of the lid, that rubber bit that just sort of like hermetically seals the lid to the rest of the tin. When I cracked it open, the entire rubber part of that upper top just fell out and this big rubber band. But I was okay because the tobacco hadn't been exposed to air or anything. It's just upon opening it, it was under so much strain and pressure that the rubber just gave out. But I inspected the tobacco, it was fine. There was no rust on the inside either. Any rust was reserved to the outside of the tin, more specifically, you know, like, I don't know if you can see here, but like the rust on these little edges and corners, that was the extent of it. So I was very fortunate. And I think I'm fortunate because my tobacconist places tins like this, not on a shelf, but also in a humidor. So if worse does come to worse, at least the tobacco is in a humidor. Now, when I cracked this tin open, it was quite moist. And right away, I put it into a mason jar. Germain's Royal Jersey Original Latakia Mixture. Now this stuff now is perfect, but I can smell the Orientals. There's an olivey, a green olive sort of taste to it, but it's not like a condiment green olive. It's not the same smell that you would get going to the deli. You know, you walk up and then there's like plastic tubs with a scoop, and you take a little tub and then you just scoop however many olives you want into that plastic tub. They weigh it and then they charge you for it. It's not like an Italian deli green olive. And it's definitely not a black olive by any means. It's a green olive smell. But it's so condimental. I can't tell if it stems from Oriental tobaccos or if it's an added flavor. I mean, it must be an Oriental tobacco. There's no way it's not, right? It is an English mixture, let's face it. There's Latakias, there's Virginias, there's Orientals. It doesn't say on the tin what the components of this tobacco are, but I'm certainly smelling Orientals in the forefront. A lot of sweetness, which I'm assuming is from the Virginias. And I would even be so bold as to say it is a mixture of dark and bright Virginias. I'm not smelling any burley. And the Latakia, in terms of a tin note, is there, but only just, okay? The Latakia, in my opinion, is not at the forefront of this thing. For me, it smells like olives, which is indicative of Orientals. Yeah, it's quite tasty, not gonna lie. I am not a big Oriental fan. I don't enjoy Oriental foreign tobaccos. I don't enjoy things like Durbar mixture. I know that might be sacrilegious to say. I don't like Oriental foreign tobaccos, and nothing wrong with that. I'm a big fan of the Latakia. I like the smokiness. I don't like the tang or the zinginess. I can have an olive if I want the tang or zinginess. This is very different though. This has enough going on, and there is a bit of a something different going on in this blend that it almost feels topped. Now I have no clue if it is or not. It's probably not. It's probably just the perfect blend of Orientals and Virginias. But there's something about this that gives me red berries, dark berries, berries in general. There's a fruitiness to it that is just dark and rich, that just sort of molds everything back into itself that I have not experienced in any other blend. And you know what, truth be told, I think that is Germain's magic. There's something about it that, you know, they can do it very well. Even if there is no topping, then they've successfully managed to marry those Orientals with those Virginias and just enough Latakia to have a trapezoidal structure upon which the rest of the blend can stack up to, or stack up on rather. That this just makes this such an incredible blend. I am so sad that my local B&M only has 2 more tins of this, because there were 3 for years, and then I decided to buy 1 just to try it out, and the other 2 are still there. The world does not know enough about Germain's Royal Jersey Original Latakia Mixture. Please do check it out. I swear you will not be disappointed. Now, this review might not be of any help, but let me say this, okay, to try and wrap it all up. It packs perfectly, lights very well, even though it's moist in the tin, and even though it is a British blend, do not treat this like a Samuel Gawith blend. It is ready to smoke right away. You don't have to dry it out. Takes to a light very well. It produces a very rich, creamy, voluminous smoke, and you don't necessarily even have to behave with this. You can chooch on this. You can be a freight train with this thing. It'll steam a little bit if you abuse it, but for the most part, you can smoke this outside as you're going for a little walk with a wind cap or something, and it'll be fine. Nothing wrong with that. It'll behave. In terms of flavor, it's fantastic. You do get a lot of that olive oil, that green olive aftertaste, and you get a lot of green olives on the exhale. On the draw, you get a lot of those Virginias, I find. For me, the draw is a lot of Virginias. It's a little bit of that tang, but then the exhale is for the most part that green olivey taste. To the point where there's so much going on in this blend that it even tastes as though there is a little bit of a berry topping. To be honest, I think there is no topping. I think it's just the majesty and the sheer intellectual genius of the people at Germain's that have made it taste this way. So I'll get off my soapbox. I really hope that this has been useful to some of you. I realize that I'm getting on in time, and I also acknowledge the fact that I gave you a lot of information without actually telling you what it was like, because this one has left me perplexed in a very good way. I can't define it. It just tastes like Germain's Royal Jersey Original Latakia Mixture. And I've been hard pressed to find a good review of it as well on YouTube. So here's my attempt at it. Make of it what you will. But thank you very much for watching, and have a great weekend. Cheers.